Hi. 1 second. Okay. Hi, everybody. We're going to be doing more balance work today, more balance and stability. So you're going to need something, two things that emulate blocks. So it could be a foam roller or books or whatever, but we want something that emulates 2 yoga blocks, and then 2 pillows, potentially a blanket. That should be it. So yeah, so we're just building upon, I don't know if you joined me for Tuesday's class, but we're going to build a little bit more on the balance and stability that we started in Tuesday's class. So we're just, the things that we did there, we're going to do a little bit more of that and then build upon that from there. So yeah, again, so if you just joined, we're going to need 2 blocks or something that emulates a yoga block, and a blanket and 2 pillows. And then we're going to get started on our back in Shavasana. So we're starting exactly where we're ending. So all the way down on our backs here. And then let your legs open up wide so that the outside edges of your feet are falling down towards the ground. And then press into the back of your head to lift your shoulder blades off of the mat and tuck them underneath you. And then open your arms out wide so that the palms of your hands are facing up towards the ceiling. So we're starting here. And now is a good time to start to just close the eyes and notice where your breath is. So again, we're starting on our back if you just joined. So go ahead and close your eyes and start to focus your awareness to your belly. And we're noticing the rise and fall of the belly as we breathe in and out. So all the things that you sort of were thinking about today and planning on for tomorrow, now is a good time to let all that stuff go and take your awareness internal. And that could be on your breath. That could be on an intention that you're setting for today's class. It could be physical and it could be mental. The physical intention could be creating a little bit more space in your body, a little bit more strength. Maybe the mental intention is to create a little bit more calmness and a sense of security in yourself. That despite what is happening right now, we have the power to control our thoughts. We have the power to control our attitude about everything that's going on as well. Start to deepen the breath so that you're breathing super deeply through the nose and out the nose. Maybe you count to 5 with each inhale. And then matching the length of the exhale, counting down to 5 on the exhale. And each time you inhale, you're expanding through the rib cage and through the belly, creating more space there. And then with each exhale, you're letting the belly fall, letting the rib cage fall, compressing the organs and squeezing out every inch of breath. Maybe you hold briefly at the top of your inhales and slowly let go of the exhales. Maybe you hold at the bottom of the exhale again. Again, you're just practicing control of the breath and creating more space for the lungs to breathe in and the organs to circulate blood and oxygen. And just finding a little bit of peace and quiet in this moment. Let's take one deep breath together through the nose on a count to 10, and then we'll just exhale out the mouth everything. So let's just take a normal breath here, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll inhale on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then exhale out the mouth. And then just return to your normal breath. Drawing in your right knee towards your chest on your next inhale, and then taking your hands and wrapping them around your knee. And then flex the left foot and extend your left leg straight. So lift the kneecap so that your quad is engaged. And keep drawing that right knee into your chest. On your next inhale, start to take your right knee over towards your right armpit, creating a little bit of external rotation in that hip socket. Continuing to deeply breathe through the nose. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, take your right knee across your body towards the left side of your mat and find a twist. Keeping the right shoulder on the mat. Ooh, my back just cracked. And just a gentle supine twist to start. And the deeper you breathe, the more space that you create in the spinal column, the more detoxification you can get in those organs that are being wringed out and compressed here. One more deep breath through the nose. And then exhale, release. Extend the right leg straight out in front of you and then draw the left knee in towards your chest. Your right foot is flexed and engaged, and the left knee is pulling into the chest. Take an inhale breath and breathe out. Inhale, take your left knee towards your left shoulder. Deep breaths through the nose here. And then as you exhale, you're going to take the left knee across your body towards the right side of your mat. Open up that left arm wide like a T and try to keep that left shoulder planted on the mat as you twist. And your knee doesn't have to come all the way down to the ground, by the way. Take another deep breath through the nose and out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, return to center. Draw both of your knees into your chest. Sorry about that. Don't know what that is. And then I want you to curl your shoulders off of the mat, like you're sort of rolling up into a ball, and grab your shins. And then release your hands out in front of you with your palms facing up. Extend your legs straight out in front of you so that they're about 6 inches off of the ground. And then we're going to start to kick. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Warming up the core. Press the low back into the mat. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Keep breathing. A couple more seconds. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, release. Take your arms up over your head. Reach in opposite directions. And then flex the feet. And then point your toes. Flex the feet. Really take the toes back towards your shins. And then point your toes. Point them as hard as you can. Flex the feet. And then point the toes. Each time you flex, see if you can spread your toes as wide as they go. And then point your toes. Inhale, flex the feet. And then exhale, point your toes. Couple more of these. Inhale through the nose, flex your feet, and then exhale, point the toes. Inhale, flex, and exhale, point. Inhale, flex, inhale, exhale, point. And then just draw your knees into your chest once again, and then you're just going to start rolling your ankles out. And then as you roll, see if you can keep spreading the toes wide. So the point of doing these ankle and feet warm-ups is that when we're balancing, we're using a lot of those tiny little muscles in the feet and the ankles to keep ourselves stable. So those are our stabilizer, part of our group of muscles that help keep us stable as we walk and as we go about life in any sort of capacity. Other stabilizer muscles include our glutes and our core and our back. So we're going to be working all of those today. And then we're going to start to rock and roll up to a seated position with our legs straight out in front of us. You may need a blanket here in order to get your spine straight. So you might be hunched over like this. If you are having a hard time, if it's kind of uncomfortable for you to maintain the straight spine, you want to take a blanket and place it underneath your sit bones so that you have some guidance to tip your pelvis forward, and then it's a little bit easier for you to sit up straight. So take the palms of your hands next to you on the mat. So we're pressing into the floor. If your arms don't reach, this is a good time to have a block or a book underneath your hands to try to raise the ground so that your palms reach the ground. So you're going to press into the tops of the hands, or the palms of the hands, and you're going to lift your right leg just an inch off of the ground. Flex into the foot, and you're going to start to feel your quads fire up here. Pull the low belly in, draw the ribs together, seeing if you can sit up a little bit straighter. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then lift the left leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do that one more time on each side, and then we're going to do a little bit more from there. So on the inhale breath, lift your right leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep that foot flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Inhale through the nose, and exhale, lift the left leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Pull the low belly in, ribs together. 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's see what time it is. Okay, so we're gonna just make our way to tabletop position. So just cross your legs underneath you and make your way into tabletop. You can remove blanket out of the way if you have that out of the way. And then just curl your toes underneath you and sit back on your toes. So you should start to feel a stretch in the feet. And then maybe you kind of rock side to side here. Just stretching into those feet for just a moment. And then come forward into tabletop pose. We're going to go through a couple rounds of cat-cow and then start some sun salutations. So on your inhale breath, drop your belly low, pull your chest through your shoulders, and then tip your chin up towards the ceiling. Take your tailbone up towards the sky. And then exhale, we're going to pull the low belly in, puff the upper back up and round, taking our tailbone towards our heels and our chin towards our chest. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the chest through the shoulders and look up. And then exhale, round and curl. Inhale and exhale. One more of these. Inhale and exhale. Return to a neutral spine. Tuck the back toes under. Walk your palms out further to the front of the mat. And then lift your knees off of the ground. Straighten the knees as much as you can. And then press your chest back towards your thighs and line your ears to your biceps. So we're in downward facing dog with our hips, or our feet about hips width distance apart. Our palms of our hands are shoulder width distance apart. And our fingertips are spreading as wide as they possibly can. And we're pressing into the knuckle mounds of our hands to get as light in the wrists as we can and extend our spine as long and straight as we can. Relax the shoulders as much as you can. So rather than having your shoulders all the way up into your ears, seeing if you can pull your shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. So you can inhale breath, and then exhale, walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Take your feet about hips width distance apart. On your inhale, you're going to lift halfway up. So halfway is so that your spine is long and straight, and then your hands are resting on your shins. Like somebody has a string attached to the crown of your head and they're pulling it forward to the front of your mat, seeing if you can find length and extension in the spine. And then on your next exhale, fold all the way back down, grab opposite elbows, bend generously into the knees so that your rib cage is resting on your thighs. And then start to sway back and forth. In a full ragdoll, let your head and your neck hang super heavy. Feel the opening in the back of the body. One more deep breath here. And then we're slowly going to start to rise all the way up to standing. The arms come into prayer in front of our heart. Take an inhale breath in mountain pose. And then as you exhale, start to rock onto all four corners of your feet. So we're kind of making these circles with our feet. And lift up your toes one at a time, or lift up your toes and then one at a time, peel them back down onto the mat and sort of grip the mat with your toes. So our feet are going to provide a lot of stability here, and we want to make sure that we can feel that ground support us underneath our feet, and really find some rooting and that sensation of the gripping of our toes and our feet onto the mat. As you inhale, we're going to sit into chair pose. So you can either leave your feet here or take your toes together and your heels slightly apart. And we're sitting into chair. So our hips come down low and our arms come forward. Pull the low belly in, draw the ribs together, take the shoulder blades down the mat, and our palms are facing each other. Squeeze the thighs together if you have your toes touching. Squeeze your glutes together. Take an inhale breath, and then exhale, fold all the way down. On your inhale breath, come up in that halfway lift, long, flat spine. And then as you exhale, plant your hands onto the mat, step or jump back into high plank pose. You can stay in high plank. If this is difficult for you, lower the knees. And then either lower all the way down to your belly, and I'll demonstrate both. And then untug the toes, peel your chest and your shoulders off of the mat for low cobra. We're staying light in the palms. The tops of our feet are on the mat. Or you're in high plank. You shift your shoulders forward, lower halfway down, untuck the back toes, and peel your chest through your shoulders for upward facing dog. So 2 options there for your chaturangas or for your vinyasa flow. And then when you go back into downward facing dog, flip the back toes, lift the hips high. So those are totally optional. You can either skip them completely or do one or the other. On your next inhale breath, on your next inhale breath, lift onto the tiptoes of your feet, lift your hips high, and then exhale, release your heels back down towards the mat. One more time, inhale up on the tippy toes, and then exhale, release your heels down towards the mat, start to walk your feet forward. On your inhale breath, we're coming into that halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. On the inhale breath, we're sitting in that chair pose once again, squeezing the thighs together if you have your toes together. Pull the low belly in, take the dip out of the upper back or the low back. And then exhale, we're folding. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back into high plank pose, and then take it through your vinyasa, either lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhaling upward facing or low cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. This time we're going to take our right leg to the sky, bend the knee, and open up the hip. So take the heel towards your glute and your knee up towards the ceiling while keeping your shoulders in line with each other, facing your mat. So I don't want your right shoulder opening. Take that right shoulder so that it's flush with the left. Take an inhale breath, And then as you exhale, step your right foot to meet your right hand so that your pinky toe is in line with your thumb. And then you're going to open up your stance just a little bit. So take your left foot out towards the left side of the mat and then drop the left heel down so that your foot is at about a 45-degree angle. And then we're rising forward for warrior one. In warrior one, we want to have our feet are sort of on train tracks. So it's a little bit of a wider stance. And you can take it as wide as you need depending on your body, but our knee is tracking right over our ankle, our front knee. And then this leg is strong and engaged. So we want to press into the outer edge of the back foot and then seeing if we can turn our pelvis so that it's facing the front of the room as much as we can. And then inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. This is warrior one. Pull the low belly in as much as you can. Soften at the shoulders, take the shoulder blades down the back. Palms are facing each other. One more breath here. And then exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. We're stepping back into plank pose, lowering all the way to our belly or halfway. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg towards the sky, bend the knee, and then open up that knee up towards the ceiling, opening up the hip, taking the heel towards our right glute. And our left shoulder is in line with the right. So no open shoulder. We want to close the shoulders. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling, we're stepping our left foot forward to meet our left hand. Pinky toe is in line with the left thumb. And then we're opening up the stance a little bit, our feet position so that they're on train tracks. We're dropping the right heel down so it's at a 45-degree angle. And we're rising for warrior one. And again, we want to see if we can push that right hip forward and pull the left hip back so that we are squaring our hips towards the front of the room. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Check your front knee. Make sure it's right over your ankle. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, frame the front foot with your hands. Step back into plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale here. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, walk your feet towards the front of your mat. Inhale, come up into that halfway lift. And then exhale, we're folding. Inhale into chair pose. So sink your hips down low. And then arms come forward up towards the front of the room. You can take your arms out wide like a V if that's pretty hard in your shoulders. We want to reach our thumbs back towards the back of the room. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, we're folding. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Step back into that high plank position. And then take it through your vinyasa any way that you want. Lowering all the way halfway, upward facing or cobra. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, breath, reach your right leg towards the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. The right heel is coming towards that left glute. Your knee is lifted up towards the ceiling and your right shoulder is in line with your left shoulder. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, step that right foot in line with your right foot in line with your right hand. And then we're rolling our left heel down to the mat so that our foot is at a 45-degree angle. And we're rising for warrior one. Inhale through the nose. And breath out. Breathe in through the nose. And then breathe out. Frame the front foot with your hands. Step back into that high plank pose. Lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg to the ceiling. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Take the left heel to the right glute. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, we're stepping it forward to meet our left hand, dropping the right heel down, rising into warrior one. Arms come up overhead. Right hip comes forward, left hip goes back. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Take an inhale. And then exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Step back into high plank position, lowering halfway or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. and out. In through the nose and breathe out. Walk your feet towards the front of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway, and then exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. This is the last time we're doing this, I promise. Reach the arms forward, take the hips as low as you can, and then look down at your feet. Make sure you can see your toes and get light in the toes so our waves in our heels. Take one more deep breath here. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg towards the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Take the right heel to the left glute. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, we're stepping it into a high lunge this time. So our heel is still lifted off of the ground. We're not turning it down, but we're setting it up. So seeing if you can find that balance here before you rise. And then we're coming into high lunge with our arms overhead. So notice that my back knee is bent here. And I do this because I don't want to sink forward like this. I don't want my pelvis to, my pelvis to be tilted forward. I want it to be up more upright. So in order for me to do that, because my quads are pretty tight and my hips are pretty tight, I bend into that back knee so that I can get a little bit more of a neutral spine. So the arms come up overhead. Take an inhale breath. And exhale out. Inhale, start to reach forward. So we're tipping forward and we're more of our weight is on our front foot, but we do have a really strong engaged back leg as well. Pull the low belly off of the thighs. And then I want you to grab whatever props that you're using that are replacing yoga blocks and place them out in front of you. So I'm gonna cue this with support blocks to start. And then it is totally up to you whether you want to remove them or not as we go through class. So on our inhale breath, we're going to start to shift our weight into our right foot and stand up on the right leg, straighten the back leg and lift it so that we're in this warrior three. So right now you have a couple options. You can stay here with your hands on blocks, or you can take your hands to your heart in prayer. You can take them forward or you can take them back. But I would say to start, either have them on blocks or take them into prayer. So in warrior three, we want our left hip to be right in line with our right hip. So a neutral pelvis. We want a soft bend into that right knee and a strong back extended leg. Our left foot is flexed. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, bend into the right knee and take your left knee to your right calf. So we're coming into this sort of squat. It's called a Shiva squat. And then exhale, extend the leg straight. And then take it down to that squat. Inhale. And then exhale, straighten. Inhale, squat. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, squat. Exhale, straighten. And then take your hands off of the blocks, no matter where you are, in that prayer pose. And we're going to stand up into one-legged mountain pose. So take our left knee out in front of us to a 90-degree angle. We're balancing here for 3, 2, 1, release, and then we're folding down. Inhaling, coming halfway lift, and then exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into that high plank or low plank, taking Vinyasa, lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg towards the sky, and then bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhale, step it through in between your hands and set up for high lunge with your left leg forward. Take an inhale breath here. And exhale out. Inhale, start to reach forward. So we're reaching forward. We're at about 45-degree angle here. Our low belly is peeling off of our thigh. Most of the weight is in our front foot, but we have a strong extended back leg. Take an inhale breath here. Then start to shift that weight forward on the left foot, and we're coming into warrior three. So lift the right leg off of the mat, extend it straight behind you. Your heel is flexed, like you're stamping the wall behind you with that flexed foot. Drop the left hip down, the right hip down so that it's in line with the left. Soft bend into the left knee. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, squat down. So the right knee comes to the left calf. Inhale, straighten, warrior three. And then exhale, squat down. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat down. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. One more of these, inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna take our hands to our heart and then start to draw that knee forward and up so that we're standing upright into that one-legged mountain pose. Right knee is up at a 90-degree angle. We're balancing for 3, 2, and 1. Just place the right foot to meet the left and then fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back into the high plank or low plank, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, reach your left leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, straighten the leg, step forward. We're finding high lunge with our right leg forward. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, start to tip forward. We're reaching forward. So we're at a 45-degree angle. The low belly is pulled in. And then we're going to start to step onto that right leg and find warrior three. So you can use the blocks or you can take your hands into prayer. That is totally up to you. That's totally your practice. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, we're squatting down. Right knee or left knee to right calf. Exhale. And exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. Pull the low belly in. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. One more, inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. This time, we are pulling that knee forward to one-legged Tadasana, one-legged mountain pose. Left knee is at a 90-degree angle in front of us. Take an inhale and balance for 3, 2, 1. Place the left foot on the ground to meet the right and fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into high plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knee. Open up your hip. Inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, straighten that back leg and step forward into high lunge. Arms come up overhead. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, start to reach forward at that 45-degree angle. We're putting most of the weight into our left foot. And we're going to step up into warrior three. Our right leg goes up towards the ceiling. Right hip is in line with the left. Our hands are on blocks or in prayers in front of our heart. Soft bend in the left knee. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, right knee to left quad, Shiva squat. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. One more, inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, draw the right knee forwards and up into the one-legged mountain pose. Balancing for 3, 2, 1. And then release the right foot down towards the mat. Fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your hand on the mat. Step back into high plank pose. Lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to add on a little bit from here with many modifications. So I will present them all. Take an inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, step it forward for high lunge. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, tip forward. And then with one fluid motion, we're going to start to connect more of that breath to movement. So we're inhaling here, and then as you exhale, we're going to reach forward and step into that warrior three. And you can have your arms straight out in front of you or in prayer. Take an inhale breath and exhale out. Inhale and exhale, squat. Left knee to right calf. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, squat. We're only doing 3 of these. Inhale, straighten, exhale, squat. One more, inhale, exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten the leg. And then exhale, bring it forward into that one-legged Tadasana. So here is your options here. We're gonna add on. You can take your right, so everybody take your right, I'm gonna face you. Your right hand to your right hip, and then your left hand to either your left knee, or you can grab with your peace fingers, grab your left big toe, sit upright, draw the knee up towards your armpit, and straighten that left leg. So this is totally up to you. You can either grab the knee or take that big toe. We're staying here for a moment. Take an inhale breath. Soft bend into that right knee, but strong leg. Feel the balance in the foot. And then we're going to open the foot or the knee out towards the side of the room. Take the right arm straight out to the side of you. Inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're returning to center. You can either either the knee or the foot. We're taking our right hand, grabbing the outside edge of our left foot or our left knee, releasing the left hand, and then opening up into a twist with our left arm back. So our shoulders are facing the left side of the room with our left arm swinging back. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, start to face forward again. Release that left foot down to meet the right, and then fold forward. Woo! Are your glutes firing or are they firing? Because mine are. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Step back into that high plank. Lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can always skip this part and go straight to downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. Inhale, lift your left leg towards the ceiling. And then exhale, step it through into high lunge. Your left foot is forward. Inhale, rise. And then we're doing this in all one fluid motion. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, tip forward. And then weight into your left foot, step up into warrior three. Hands come to prayer or blocks or out in front of you. Inhale, breath through the nose. And exhale, squat. Only 3 of these. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, draw your right knee up out in front of you into that one-legged mountain pose. And I'm going to face you again. So we're either taking the knee with our right hand, left hand comes on our left hip, or we're grabbing, using our peace fingers, grabbing our right big toe, straightening out the leg in front of us. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale out. Inhale, start to open up that knee or the leg towards the right side of the room and take the left arm out towards the side. Inhale through the nose and exhale out. Inhale, start to return to center. Grab the outside edge of your right foot with your left hand or your right knee, and then start to open up and do a twist to the right side of the room. Your right arm goes back. Soft bend into that left knee, but strong. So using our strength of our quads, our glutes, hold the low belly in. Take one more deep breath. And then exhale, release that right foot. And then we're folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back into high plank, lowering all the way or halfway. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here, and a deep breath out. And one more time, inhale through the nose, and exhale out. Inhale, reach your right leg towards the ceiling. And then exhale, step it through to high lunge and rise. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, start to tip forward, weight into the front foot and step into that warrior three. Take your hands on the blocks or into prayer out in front of you or straight forward for an extra challenge. Inhale through the nose and then exhale, squat one. Inhale, straighten and exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten and exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, draw the left knee forward and up, one-legged mountain pose. Turn to face you. Grab the left knee with your left hand or your left big toe with your left peace fingers. Straighten out the leg or just take it in front of you. Find that balance. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, open it out wide to the left side of the room. Your right arm goes straight to the right side. Take an inhale breath, pull the low belly in, sit up a little bit straighter. And then exhale, take it forward and out in front of you. Grab the outer edge of the left knee or the left foot with your right hand. And then open up into a twist to the left side of the room. Your left arm goes back. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. One more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, release the left foot just back down to meet the right foot. And then fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands. Step back into high plank pose, lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale, reach your left leg toward the ceiling. And then exhale, step it through for high lunge, left foot forward. Arms come overhead, take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, we're tipping forward onto that left foot and then reach the right leg up towards the sky. Hands come onto blocks or prayer or straight out in front of you. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And then exhale, draw your knee up towards your chest, straight into one-legged Tadasana. Ooh, turning to face you again. Ooh, okay, finding my balance. So grab the outside, or grab your right knee with your right hand, or your big toe with your peace fingers. Left hand on the left hip, straighten the leg if you'd like. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, open up your right leg to the right side of the room. Woohoo! And the left arm goes straight out in front of you. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, start to bring it back towards center, grabbing the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand. Open up to the right side of the room into that twist. Right arm goes back. Take an inhale breath here. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, release that right foot down. Fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into high plank. You can just go back to downward facing dog if you'd like. Lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Take the knees wide, wider than your mat, or wider than your hips, and then your toes together. We're coming into child's pose for just a moment, just to catch our breath. And then arms come out to the front of your mat, reaching them as far forward as you can. Rest your forearms onto the mat, and then your forehead on the mat as well. If you can, reach your forehead to the mat, place a pillow underneath your forehead. Just breathe here for a moment. Feel the back body expand with each inhale that you take. One more breath. And then as you inhale, come back into tabletop position. Tuck the back toes under. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. So this is the last time we're going to go through this. We're going to add on a little bit more, so a little bit more of a challenge. And then we're going to start to pull down. On your inhale breath, reach your right leg towards the sky. And then as you exhale, step it forward, high lunge. Take an inhale breath here. And then as you exhale, start to tip forward and step into warrior three. Hands come to prayer on blocks or straight out in front of you. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, draw the left knee up into one-legged mountain pose. Grab the outside edge of grab the knee, left knee with the left hand or left toes with the peace fingers. Right hand on the hip. Ooh. Straighten the leg or keep the knee bent. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, open it wide. Maybe your right arm goes wide too. Open up to the right side of the room. Take an inhale, breath. And then exhale, bring it back forward. Grab outside edge of the knee. I'm falling now. Outside edge of the knee or the foot with your right hand. And then twist open to the left side of the room. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, we're coming back towards center. Keep the knee. Don't put the left leg down or left leg down yet. So if you have the leg straight, just release it so that you're in one-legged Tadasana again. Take your hands to prayer. And then we're shifting back into warrior three. So with control, you might want to have your prop nearby. We're going to open up our hip, our left hip, and turn our toes to face the left side of the room. And then we're grabbing whatever prop that we have, placing our right hand onto that prop, taking your left hip or your left hand to your left knee, start to open up that left hip towards the side of the room, your left shoulders towards the side of the room, your left torso. This is half moon. So it's a funky little transition there. So again, left toes are facing the left side of the room, left hip is open towards the side of the room, and you're rolling your left shoulder towards the ceiling. You can stay here or reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale breath, lift that left leg a little bit higher. One more breath here. And then exhale, we're closing that hip back towards warrior three. Now we're just going to lower the left foot to meet the right and fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into high plank pose, move through your vinyasa of choice, or go back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg towards the ceiling, and then exhale, step it forward for high lunge. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale out. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, shift forward onto the left foot, step into warrior three. Take your hands into prayer on blocks, props, or out in front of you. And then exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten the leg. And then exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten. And last one, exhale, squat. Inhale, straighten the leg. And then exhale, take that right knee up in front of you for one-legged Tadasana. Grab the right knee or, oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose it. Or the left or the right toes with the peace fingers. Either straighten that front knee or keep it bent. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, open it up to the right side. Left arm goes out to the side as well. Inhale breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, bring it forward to center, grab the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand. Open up into the twist with the right arm back. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, release back to center. Keep that knee bent and lifted. take your hands to prayer and then start to tip forward. We're coming back to warrior 2 or warrior 3, sorry. So right leg is straight. And then we're going to open up and do half moon again. So grab a prop in your left palm, your left hand. Start to turn your toes, your right toes to face the right side of the room, and then open up that right hip to face the side. And then we're opening up our shoulders to face the right side of the room. Right shoulder goes up towards the ceiling. Reach the right leg a little bit higher. And then maybe you can reach the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, breath, soft bend in the left knee. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale, close the hip, take your right hand to your right hip, and then just place the right foot down to meet the left, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And then exhale, plant your hands. Actually, we're not going to move through Vinyasa. So come on your tippy toes, and then just crouch down and curl your spine forward. Drop your chin into your chest. Take a few deep breaths here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your heels down and then just roll down onto your butt. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And again, you might need that blanket to place it underneath your sit bones so that your pelvis is tilted forward and you can sit up a little bit straighter. On your inhale breath, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, flex the feet, and then as you exhale, start to reach forward and then bend into the knees. Let this be a passive forward fold. And just grab whatever you can. You can grab your calves, your ankles, your feet, and then let your back body curve. Just let it be a passive forward fold. Drop your chin into your chest and just relax into this posture. Take deep, deep breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly start to rise up. And then we're bending the right knee, placing the sole of our right foot on the inside of our left thigh. And then our right knee is open wide, like half butterfly. So you can kind of see my knee is open wide here. Keep that left leg straight and engaged. Flex the left foot. On your inhale, we're going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Turn our shoulders to face that extended leg. And then start to reach forward as far as we can and grab whatever you can. You want to pull your chest forward as much as you can, and as you're turning your shoulders to face the extended leg. And what this will do is you'll start to feel this in the right side of your lower back, like so you're like way below your shoulder blade on the right side. So that's where you should start to feel this stretch. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out and just take deep breaths into this. Send the breath into the back body. On your next inhale, slowly start to rise. Straightening that right leg out in front of you. Bend into the left knee. Take the left sole of the foot onto the inside of the right thigh and take that left knee open into that half butterfly. Extend the right leg straight, flex the right foot. Arms come up overhead. Turn your shoulders to face that extended leg. So your whole torso should be in the same direction as the extended leg. Inhale, reach a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward. Grab anything that you can reach and just pull your chest forward like somebody has a string attached to your sternum and it's pulling you towards the front of your mat. That's the direction that you want to go. You want to feel this in the left side of your back, left lower back, like right about here. Deep breaths. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to rise. Straightening both of the legs out in front of you. Remove any props that you have out of the way. And then we're going to come onto our back. So scoot your butt forward and then come all the way down on your back. And then we're going to come into bridge pose. So scoot your tailbone further down towards your heels so that you can, when you reach your arms down towards your heels, you can actually graze them with your fingertips. Take an inhale breath. Exhale out. On your next inhale, press into your feet to lift your hips high. Using the strength of your quads and your glutes, lift your hips as high as they go. Press into the shoulder blades of your back. And then press into the back of your head so that you can lift your shoulder blades and then tuck them underneath you to get a little bit more leverage, a little bit more space in the front body. Inhale, keep lifting a little bit higher, and exhale out. One more breath here, inhale, and then exhale, slowly lower your tailbone all the way down towards the mat. And then two options here. First, we're going to take our arms wide like a T or in goalpost position. You can either take just how they are, take your knees to your chest and drop them over to the left without crossing them, or you can cross your right knee over your left for a little bit of a deeper variation of a supine twist and drop your knees to the left. And you want to keep that right shoulder firmly planted on the mat. If your right shoulder is lifted at all, place a pillow underneath your knees on the left. And then just deep breaths here. One more breath. And on your next inhale, start to draw your knees back to center. Taking a moment here, uncross the legs if you need to. And then move into the other side. So you can take the knees straight and then over to the right, or cross that left knee over the right. And drop your knees down towards the right side, taking care to leave that left shoulder on the mat. If it rises up at all, put a pillow under your knees. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Just breathe deeply into this twist. One more breath. And then start to draw your knees into center. And then just take your legs straight out in front of you. We're coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So your legs open out wide. The outer edges of your feet are dropping down towards the floor. Lift your hips up so that you can pull your tailbone underneath you and release the low back a little bit. So you kind of tuck your tailbone underneath you, and then press into the back of your head to lift your shoulder blades off of the mat and tuck those underneath you. Your palms are open up to the ceiling. Go ahead and close your eyes. And notice if there's any part of your body that you're still tensing, that you're still holding on to. And just release whatever that may be. Just fully relax. The eyes are closed. The jaw is unclenched. Remove the crease from your brow. Lips are slightly parted. And the tongue is removed from the roof of your mouth. Take this moment to enjoy some peace and quiet calm mind, a tired, stronger body. I invite you to stay here as long as you want. At least 5 minutes. Thank you so much for those who joined today. Again, please stay here as long as you need.